What's up, YouTube? Coming back in with your Week 1 NFL preseason prediction, wins, and covers. Let's get started off. First, we're going to start off with the Kansas City Chiefs and the Cincinnati Bengals. I have Kansas City winning that game, and I also have Kansas City covering that game. Next, we're going to have the Minnesota Vikings facing the New Orleans Saints. I like New Orleans Saints for the win, and I like New Orleans to cover that game. Next, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers facing off against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I like Pittsburgh for the win, Pittsburgh for the cover in that game. Next game, we have the Arizona Cardinals facing against the Los Angeles Chargers. I have Arizona for the win, Los Angeles Chargers for the cover. This game right here will be one of the game of the weeks. I'll be giving out 2 game of the weeks each week. I'll be coming back to tell you guys why I feel like those games are the games of the week. Next up, we have Green Bay Packers against Houston Texans. I have Green Bay for the win, but I like Houston to cover that game. Next off, we have Chicago Bears are facing the Carolina Panthers. I like Chicago for the win and for the cover in that game. Next off, we have Atlanta Falcons facing the Miami Dolphins. I like Atlanta for the win. I like Atlanta to cover that game. Next up, we got New England Patriots facing off against the Detroit Lions. This will be my game 2. This will be the second game, that I picked for the game of the week out of week 1. I'll come back and tell you guys why I feel like this game will be one of the game of the week. But I have New England covering. I have New England to win that game. Next up, we have the Baltimore Ravens are facing the Jacksonville Jaguars. I like Baltimore for the win. I like Baltimore to cover that game. We have the Cleveland Browns are facing, who's Cleveland facing this week? We have Cleveland Browns against the Washington Redskins. Cleveland has a lot to prove just to start the season off. I know it's just preseason, but I like Cleveland for the win and for the cover in that game. Next up, we have the Philadelphia Eagles are facing, just a second here, guys. Philadelphia Eagles are facing the Tennessee Titans. I like Philadelphia for the win, Philadelphia for the cover in that game. We have Buffalo Bills are facing the Indianapolis Colts. I like Colts for the, I like Buffalo for the win. I like Buffalo to cover that game. Battle of New York, we have the New York Jets and the New York Giants in that game. I like the Giants to win. I like the Giants to cover that game. Let's see here. We have the Seattle Seahawks facing against the Denver Broncos. I like Seattle for the win, Seattle for the cover in that game. We have the Dallas Cowboys and the 49ers. I like 49ers for the win, 49ers for the cover in that game. Last but not least, we have the Los Angeles Rams will be facing the Oakland Raiders. I like the Rams for the win, the Rams for the cover in that game. And a lot of these picks and predictions I gave you, a lot of teams that's winning, I got them covering also. That necessarily has nothing to do with it. That's just the way I picked it. That's just the way I feel about it. I would not be giving out points in any of my predictions. If you want points and point spreads, you can go over to Raiders guy and check him out. He'll be giving out probably more points. I'm just going to be giving out wins and covers. I'm not going to get that technical with it, but like I said, once again, you're welcome to go over to Raiders guy, check him out. He might have a better review for you as far as those point spreads go. But back to those game of the week. Arizona Cardinals and the Los Angeles Chargers. 2 teams that I feel like have a lot to prove. Yes, it's preseason, but a lot of eyes are watching. Arizona Cardinals feel like they got so much to prove, starting out how last season went to having the #1 draft pick, getting rid of Josh Rosen, moving in with Kyler Murray, new players coming in on defense. Like I just say, Arizona has a lot to prove, just, getting the season started. LA Chargers, I am a Chargers fan myself, but I feel like we have so much to prove coming off of how our season ended last season. You know, we came up playing against New England in the division round. Hey, just how it fell, it wasn't in our favor. So I'm looking for us to come out and just show everyone that, you know, we're here. We're here to stay. The next game will be the New England Patriots and the Detroit Lions. My reason of saying that is New England might not have so much to prove, but Detroit, I feel like there's a lot of people in the Detroit organization, Detroit locker room, who are really just trying to get rid of that previous Detroit team that we've been seeing for this past decade. But those two games are games that I want you guys to check out, keep an eye on, and just let me know what you think. Like I said, this is my first time giving out predictions. Hopefully my predictions are money for the most part. You know, like I say, you're welcome to come back and give me your feedback on my predictions. You know, like I say, just give me your input. Tell me what you think about my picks, my reviews, and I look forward to coming back with you guys next week. Same thing, you know, same channel. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about my channel. Once again, thanks for taking out time to check out my channel. I'm out.